Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm continuing to create useful videos in this folder called What is Abuse? There is a review of a book there that give a very detailed information, and I have some material from a company called Safe House and Blue Bench, and I like to share this with you. And in this first video I'm gonna read some things, materials that it's focusing on why do people abuse the people they say they love. Very interesting. Not all batterers share all the following traits. However, those characteristics may be found in the fairly common among predators, perpetrators of domestic violence. So we're talking about domestic violence and particularly uh, batters, males who batterers or males who beat females. They witness abusing their child or themselves abuse most. Indicative reasons. If we read the book below that I review by Landy Bancroft, this is not correct. They have strong need of control as evidenced by limited tolerance for frustration or severe reaction to stress. There must be different reason. I believe behind the control need of abusive people, there is different reasons. Some of them do it for pleasure, some of them out of fear, or because they are stressed, or some of them out of desire to feel in charge of others. So it's just a suggestion, but I think yes, they do need uh, to have control. They have extremely low self-esteem. I don't find this clear because a lot of those people have actually unrealistical uh, or fraudulent perception of who they are. They have a very patriarchal view of the world, believing in male supremacy and the stereotypical masculine sex role in the family. Stereotype, maybe some of them. They have severe stress reactions. I believe a lot of people who abuse do not have a severe stress reactions. They have a severe reactions to the person they decide to abuse, which is different. They may engage in escapist behavior such as chemical dependency and pure addictions like compulsive gambling or sex addiction. In fact, when they give me this, the therapist told me that it's not for all of those. And in fact, I answered for people who has been abusive, and all of these rates are no, because people who abuse me did not have those tendencies. So some people who abuse may have dependency and addictions, but this is not what makes them abusive. What I'm trying to say. They view violence as acceptable means of solving conflict and expressing their anger. Yes, and if you read the book that I previously reviewed, they see violence and abuse as acceptable and reasonable way to treat another person. They are hypersensitive and are easily is insulted or injured, may be hypervigilant, quick to preserve insults. They're hypersensitive, but this very interesting thing. They're hypersensitive when it's related to them only, but they are never sensitive towards the feelings of others. Very interesting thing. They may have personality disorder, not all of them, or some other things that they're not even yet diagnosable. They have poor impulse control, including explosive tempers. A lot of people who are abusive, they are very well controlled. They control their abuse. uh, they explode because they think this must it's how it's supposed to be. And I met some people who believe that this is manly as well. This is a mindset. They may be emotionally isolated, unable to express or even identify feelings other than anger. A lot of those people are not emotionally isolated. They do identify other feelings, but they act on anger. They act on anger, so they use their anger as excuse to abuse others. They may be intensively emotionally dependent on their partners, being needy, possessive, and extremely jealous. They are needy, possessive, and extremely jealous, but they are not emotionally dependent. They are caretaker seeking. They need the attention and the care. They may be intensively emotionally dependent. I don't think that they're dependent emotionally. They are dependent over controlling the person. They present a dual personality, loving and kind, or sullen, anger, and abusive. They don't have a dual personality. They have a dual reactions to things. In one thing, one day they can be peaceful and cool, and the next day they can go crazy over it if they decide to. Or when I say crazy, I mean abusive. They lack assertiveness skill during conflict and are more likely to respond passively or aggressively. They don't act assertive skills. They choose to act aggressively. They choose. This is what I believe. And honestly, reading the book by Landy Bancroft, I feel like a master to explain those behaviors and understand them. They project blame, deny responsibility for their own behaviors. Of course, absolutely yes. They want quick involvement, commitment from their partners right away. They tend to get generalize and categorize using those behaviors that may lead to anxiety and depression. They like to compare you to others and so on. Yes, those behaviors may lead to anxiety. They may be anxious and depressed without generalizing and categorizing. They obsess about their relationship, often following the current partner or stalking ex partners. Probably yes. They have unrealistical expectations of themselves and their partner, children, pets. Yes, they have delusional perception of reality and expectation. I could definitely see that in abusive people. They tend to be distrustful to others, often including their partners, accusing them of lying and whatnot. I don't know if this is general tendency, but I find that abusive partners they find distrustful when you talk about the abuse they exercise on you, but for other things they're very trustful, believe me. So they deny and minimize the severity or the frequency of their abuse behaviors, and they also deny it. Yes, deny and minimize, definitely. They do not believe they did anything wrong or deserve consequences for their abuse acts. They justify it and find that this is okay. That's why they're abusive. Remember, abuser main goal is to gain power and control, not always abuser. It's simply abuser because it's a mindset, as the book say. But this is why do people abuse? They say they love. Abuse is not love. Thank you guys for being here. Useful material. Thank you for doing this with me. Bye.